Hello guys, what's going on? My name is Sam, or Chaotic, and welcome back to another GTA 5 video here on my channel. So in today's video, I have 10 more tips, tricks, and secrets to share with you guys in GTA Online from the Doomsday Heist update. This being episode number 2. If you guys didn't see the first episode yesterday, I would definitely recommend to go and check that out. There will of course be a link in the description to that. But there are so many new things and bits of content in this update, I can assure you guys there are still loads of things you do not know, but need to know and will find useful as well. So let's go ahead then and get straight into things and start things off with the first tip. And this first one involves the new attack helicopter named the Akula. This effectively being the alternative to the Hunter that we received in Smuggler's Run, our last update. But this actually has some of its own unique features, one of those being stealth mode. Now once enabled, what this does is it disables your weapons, but it also turns you off the radar. So if you're in a free mode session and there are players in there, when you enable stealth mode, you're no longer going to be on the radar. So players, when they look at the minimap or at the main map itself, they won't be able to see you on there whilst flying around in the Akula, which is pretty cool, as I'm sure you guys will agree. Now of course, usually this is a feature you have to pay for and it's only available for a limited amount of time. But once you've bought this helicopter, you can enable this stealth mode and you can stay off the radar for as long as you want. Now like I said, by going into stealth mode, you won't have access to any of the weapons on the helicopter, and that applies to all the passengers who are in the helicopter with you. But then again, at any time you want, you can disable the stealth mode, use the weapons, and then go straight back in it and turn yourself off the radar. Anyway, moving on, and next, as I'm sure you guys know by now, there are new business properties in this update, these being underground facilities, and in these, you can in fact store vehicles. And not just the new ones from this update, you can store regular vehicles as well, which you usually store in your garages. Now of course, all these facilities are the same, and despite their size, you can only store up to 7 of these personal vehicles in the facility. Now do bear in mind that doesn't include the other weaponized vehicles from this update. The new Kanjali tank, the Chernobog, and the RCV have their very own spaces, so owning those does not affect the amount of spaces you'll have inside your facility. So technically then, you can store up to 10 vehicles plus the Avenger inside the underground facility. But in case you guys didn't know, you can actually store an additional vehicle on top of this, also inside the facility, but inside the Avenger, which brings up the total count of storable vehicles in the facility up to 11 if you store one in the Avenger itself. And the exact same thing works with the Mobile Operations Center, as I'm sure you guys already know. Just take any vehicle into the back and you can leave it in there and keep it stored in the back of the MOC, even when it's stored in your gun running bunker. And here's something else you guys may find useful. If you leave a car in the back of the Avenger, then go out into free mode and request your Avenger, when it's delivered, the vehicle you put in there will be in there when it's delivered. And I'm sure this part goes without saying, but in case you guys didn't know as well, you can also fly the Avenger around with the vehicle in the back and transport it around the map. Now speaking of the Avenger, here's one cool thing you guys may have not discovered with this yet. So if you guys destroy the Avenger at any point, whether it's because you jump out and it crashes into something and blows up, or if someone shoots it out of the sky or just blows it up when it's parked on the ground, there is no insurance cost. You haven't got to call up Moore's Mutual and have it insured. In fact, it is replaced straight away and sent back to your underground facility. Which is certainly pretty useful, as I'm sure you guys would agree. It will certainly save you some time and some money, and there are certainly plenty of scenarios where it's just easier to parachute out of the helicopter or the plane and simply make your way to the location on foot rather than trying to land it. But what happens if you have a vehicle stored in the back and you just jump out and let it crash, or if for some reason it gets destroyed? Will that vehicle in the back as well be destroyed, and will you have to pay the insurance cost? In fact, no. Really surprisingly, even if for some reason your Avenger gets destroyed, that personal vehicle you had in the back will not have to be replaced or insured. In fact, as soon as it is destroyed, it's removed from the Avenger and should spawn at your location. So as you can see right now, I had the Stromberg in the back. As soon as it crashed and was destroyed, the Stromberg then teleported to my location, so there is no cost or insurance required. Anyways, moving on to the next one. Now this one is a little more known, but I thought I'd include it anyway just in case there are any players out there that didn't know or weren't aware of this. So inside the new facilities, if you make your way to your assistant, there are a number of reception services you can access. One of those being free snacks. So if you're running low on snacks, make your way to your assistant and you can get as many snacks as you need to fill your inventory, and they're completely free as well. Plus, at the reception, you can also request vehicles from Pegasus too. So all the ones that you own, you can request and they'll spawn outside of your facility. Now, both these features are available in the CEO office as well, so in no way, shape or form is this new, but it's still worth bearing in mind in case you guys didn't know, especially if you're in need of snacks. Rather than making your way to the nearest store and buying as many as you can before the store runs out, just make your way to your assistant and get as many as you want for free and fill your inventory. Anyway, now moving on to another new feature which I believe is new with this update and doesn't actually take place in-game, but instead on the official Life Invader website, which you can go to on your phone or on your PC. Search up lifeinvader.com, there will of course be a link in the description, and when you do, there are a number of different ads on the site for the various different companies in-game. And many of these will actually offer you a discount on content in-game. So for example, at the Legendary Motorsports website, if you follow their page or stalk the page, you'll receive a 10% discount on the next car you buy. And the same thing applies with pretty much every company and website listed on the Life Invader, including the Warstock Cash and Carry website, the Elitist Travel website, the hairdressers, the drinks companies, and so on. Just go ahead and stalk all of them on here, and next time you go in-game, there'll be a load of discounts that you can take advantage of, and potentially save yourself hundreds of thousands, if not millions, on some of the vehicles. Now, earlier today, I uploaded a video discussing a new treasure hunt that's now in the game and was added with the Doomsday Heist update. Unfortunately, at the moment, it still hasn't been solved, but there are loads and loads of clues and hints in the game files. I'm not going to go into detail right now, but if you guys want to go and find out more about this treasure hunt, there will of course be a link in the description to that. But basically, at the end of this treasure hunt, you unlock yourself a rare weapon in-game, this being a vintage double-action revolver, as well as some money as well. Now, even though we still don't know how to solve this mystery or this treasure hunt, a number of players appear to have actually gotten the weapon already without doing anything. One of those people being one of my followers, Alex, who sent me a tweet of the weapon in his inventory. And you can see in the pistol section, he has the double-action revolver. And of course I asked him how he did this. Had he already completed the mystery, or maybe had done some form of glitch or mod to get it, and his response was this: I don't really know how I got it. I logged into the Rockstar Social Club around the time when the update came out to check how much money I had, and when I started my GTA Online on my PS4 a couple of hours later, I noticed it was in my inventory. And as you guys can see in this tweet, he also shared an image of this new double action revolver that he's got in-game through doing nothing. And by the looks of things, I have seen quite a few people as well on my video about this earlier today and on social media as well, saying they've already got this weapon despite the fact they haven't done anything for it. So it seems like there is a bug in game which somehow has unlocked this weapon for a few players. So if you guys haven't done so already, make your way into GTA Online and just check through the pistols you have, and who knows, maybe you'll have this one as well. Moving on though to a few tips and tricks involving the new Deluxo. First of all, did you guys know you don't need the new Avenger or a mobile operations center if you want to customize the Deluxo? In fact, you can drive it down to the Los Santos Customs or any custom shop for that matter, take it inside and apply almost every customization. The only thing you can't apply are the weapons. So if you want to fit the machine gun turrets and the missile launchers, you will have to take it down to either one of those, the Avenger or the Mobile Operations Center. Otherwise, for everything else, just take it down to the custom shop if you haven't got one of those or can't afford one of those, and you can customize everything else in the standard custom shop. Now, as for this next one, I'm pretty sure it's not supposed to be in the game. I don't think it's supposed to be intentional, but I could be wrong. But as you're flying along in midair in your Deluxo, if you jump out at any time and fall to your death or just parachute to the ground, your Deluxo will stay in the sky, just hovering along. And at first you may think that's how it's supposed to be, but do bear in mind, if it's much closer to the ground, literally just hovering above the ground, and you get out of the car, it disables the hover mode and goes back into normal driving mode and will touch down with the wheels on the ground. Which is why I'm pretty sure this is not supposed to be. I'm pretty sure when you jump out, it's supposed to go back into normal car mode and fall down straight away. But either way, it's pretty cool to see and do, and you can just watch the car hover in midair with no one sitting in it, and very, very slowly, it will drop down and eventually touch down on the ground. But if you guys do this high enough, so high it's out of sight, it will just stay in the sky forever, of course, until it's in view. So I guess what you could do with this is fly so high, maybe up to the sky barrier, and then jump out, and it will just stay up there forever. But let's move on to the 10th and final tip or trick in today's video, that being that the Deluxo will in fact hover above water. So as I'm sure you guys know, the Deluxo has two modes, hover mode and flight mode. And whilst hovering, it's about a foot or so from the ground. The wings aren't out or anything like that, it's literally just hovering above the ground and you can drive around like that. But surprisingly, you can actually take it over water and it will hover above that as well, as if it was just regular ground. It's kind of a cool thing to do as well, and you can have some fun with this, and it will actually follow the waves too, which I thought was kind of cool. So there we go, the hover mode on the Deluxo works with any water in game. With that being said though guys, that's pretty much it then for this video. Those are 10 tips, tricks, and secrets you guys may not know in GTA Online from the Doomsday Heist update. Like I said, if you guys haven't checked out episode 1, definitely go ahead and do so. There will be a link in the description. But if you guys could drop a like on this video, it would of course be greatly appreciated and it helps me out a lot. If you guys know of any other cool tips, tricks, and secrets you think other people may not know, of course let us know by leaving a comment on this video. And if you haven't subscribed already, make sure you do, because I upload all the latest and the greatest Grand Theft Auto 5 content. So as always guys, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you guys next time.